Experiments in aliens, foxes and hounds. You are now tuned in to the Disney Holic Show.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Holic Show. That's Jen Diz.
And that's Myke TV.
Today we celebrate National Alien Abduction Day with an out-of-this-world game and a look back at Disney's alien characters. Plus, we also look back at Disney's 1981 classic, Fox and the Hound. Quite an interesting combo of topics today.
Very true.
Aliens and then the Fox and the Hound movie. But do you know what else is an interesting combo? Fox and the Hound itself.
That is.
They are two animals that you would normally not find together. And 1981, Disney made what's now an animated classic, Fox and the Hound. And so we both kind of watched it recently. So I thought, let's just quickly revisit that. What were your thoughts? Let's review it. And also, one of the reasons why I love it is Fox and the Hound is my Disney birthstone movie because it came out in 1981, and that's my birth year. And surprisingly, I've never seen the whole thing until recently. So
Really?
shame on me. Yep.
Oh
So I would say before we do review and thoughts, I'll just go through like very basic what it's about, very non-complicated terms.
Okay.
There's hounds hunt foxes in this place where this takes place, and in real life, I guess. And there's an old lady lives in a house. She finds this super cute dog that's lost, and she adopts him. I mean, not dog, fox.
I was like, wait.
She adopts a fox and kind of treats him like a dog, the wild fox. And then there's also this cute puppy, and they're both babies. There's a cute puppy that is training to be a hound that hunts foxes. And that little puppy lives with an older dog who's training him and a hunter, a human hunter. And the worlds collide when they're children, and the little cute fox and the little cute puppy dog become friends. And then they are split apart again, or not again, but they split apart. And then they come back to see each other again as adults. And they both lived different lives and changed. And one is meant to kill the other. Like that was the point, is hunt and kill the fox. And so that's the basic storyline of it. So you watched it recently as well. What did you think? And it sounds like you have seen that before. You've seen it before.
I have, yeah. I've seen Fox and Hound numerous times, but just real quick, this movie got me like kind of emotional recently because I've been going through this own personal journey in my life recently, and I've been reconnecting with so many people that I haven't talked to in a long time, and it's reminding me of Fox and a Hound, to where like they come back as their adult selves, and you have to like try to figure that out in your new lives. And like one of the things as an adult is like, do we have time for each other? It's really crazy to think about, but
yeah,
it kind of like resonated with me a little more than I was ready for. But
wow.
Yeah, but I love Fox and Hound. It's so sad. Like so many times were so upsetting during this film. It's like one of the saddest films ever, I think.
The first, I would say, actually the whole thing, but definitely the first like 20 minutes, even when they were supposed to be playing and cute, was very dark. And
it like gives you those like drunk driver video vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The whole like first 5 minutes of like the credits, because it's the old Disney style where they put a lot of the credits up front, is just so sad and dark.
And it's like there's depressing. No sound. Did you notice that?
Yeah. I didn't like that. It turned me off. I was very uncomfortable. And I was watching it in my new Apple Vision Pro that I'm trying out. So I was very like secluded in my own little movie theater in my living room. And I was just like, what is this? Like, this is Disney? I was very confused.
Yeah. it's it's really kind of cool though to think about like how much people can have in common when things are easy, and then like
Mm,
how different they can be when you're an adult and like
yeah.
life takes you on your own direction, and how much it can clash with each other. And then how like true love is like also within friendship of like how you can see past the person you've become and like still find space for friendships. That's kind of what I got out of it, but it's super sad and super sweet all at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's very Disney of them, right?
I I just the concept was disturbing that that I'm surprised it made it all the way, but that also was the time when they were experimenting and they were kind of in between the different Renaissance periods. Um, I think the part that I could not let go of that I found disturbing was when the Hound came back near the farm where the fox lived. He had returned after murdering and helping kill plenty of foxes. So it was weird that he was just like, "Oh, hey, friend, old pal, let me see if I can hide you, but we have to, be sneaky about it." I don't know, that's just weird and creepy and sad. It was giving me like, okay, I'm gonna get dark. It was giving me, um, what's her name? Anne Frank
I was gonna say
vibes.
Holocaust
Yeah,
vibes. Yeah.
like what do you do when the person's on the other side and you're literally, meant you're trained to, hurt those
Right.
people.
And
Um,
didn't he come back vicious at first until he
yeah.
realized that it was Todd, right?
Yeah. Ooh, so I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
if I forgot the names. Yeah, if I was Todd the fox, I don't know if I could live with that thing.
Yeah. I mean that
Like,
you just brought it to real life for reals on that.
yeah.
'Cause,
So yeah, I
like
mean, it
whether
was
you're
a
being
heavy
protected or
topic
not, that's
to
scary.
bring to a family movie.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of that. Another part that I got super emotional about, and this is probably like partially dealing with my aging, right? Like it gave me
Uh,
Golden Girl vibes where they have like real topics that hit home. And it was this widow. I think they literally called her widow in it,
that her
right?
name was Widow something. Yeah.
Widow, what the heck was her name? Oh, I almost remember it. I forget. But anyways, she like didn't have anybody anymore. She's all alone. She's
Yeah.
lonely. She found this fox that became her new like best friend in love. And like she had to, oh my God, it was so that scene where she had to let him go to save him. Like, oh,
Oh,
heartbreak. Oh my God, because wasn't the hunter like threatening? He was trying to find the fox at her property and stuff. So she like
yeah.
put him out in the wild. And it's like, oh my God, like there's so much heartbreak in that. Like I think of my cats and like like just
I'm
like
gonna
these
cry.
moments of like what would you do? Oh my God.
Leaving a domesticated animal out in the wild is just one of the saddest things. Any movie that does that, I'm just like, oh, like they're gonna die. It's so helpless.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. It
And
was
even when I hear about it in real
heartbreaking.
life, like people who rehabilitate like a bird or a turtle and then they just let them fly free. Oh my God, there was a Winnie the Pooh episode where Rabbit had a baby bird. Do you remember this? This is another one that was very dark.
No.
It was one of the episodes of Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
He found a baby bird, and Rabbit is like grumpy and mean, doesn't like anybody. He adopted this baby bird that was broken and then brought it back to life, and then it loved him like a father, and he had to let it go. Oh, I still remember
Oh,
that. It was very sad. But all of that type of story is very
I
triggering.
remember. Wait, this is gonna take it to another area, but Animaniacs, or was it
Oh,
Tiny Toons? It might have been Tiny Toons, but there was a cat named Furball. I think it was Furball,
oh yeah,
and
that
he
sounds familiar.
had fleas, and he hated the fleas because it bothered him all the time. But then they were trying to get rid of the fleas, and he was protecting them, and it was so
Oh, he didn't want them. They were like living on him with like cities.
sad.
That sounds
Yeah.
familiar. I think that was Tiny Toons because like Elmira had.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was Tiny Toons. That was like
Oh,
these animals, man, they have like a different level of empathy attached to
the
everything. Oh my
the
God.
uh the cat and the fleas reminds me of the being in Strange World and the people who lived inside of the being.
Okay.
Remember? and they like left his eyeball, and then they found out they're actually living on this giant creature. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
those the humans were the fleas in that case. Yikes.
Right. How
Her name is
funny.
Widow Tweed.
Widow tweed. I should remember that. It was like a
Widow Tweed.
clothing type.
Yeah, it's like a design fabric thing or something.
Yep.
How sad.
It
Amos
was
Slade is the name of the hunter.
very dark film, but also very cute. Like actually, when you said the first 20 minutes earlier, I think it might have been more like the first 5 minutes. And then it got like stupid cute for a long time.
Like
Just
when they
like,
were like playing as pups.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it got super dark. The second half of the film was like where it got serious. Again,
And I
following
gotta say too, because
tropes.
I guess I haven't seen it in full. I didn't know that when their friendship formed, it was very short. Like, I don't think, okay, maybe I didn't like this. What is your 1 out of 5 paw prints? What is
For
your
the whole
rating
movie,
for the whole movie? Yeah.
I liked it. I think I would give it a 4. It's not a 5, but a 4.
Oh, 4 is pretty good. Okay.
Yeah. I
I
know it's
give,
not everyone's favorite, but I liked it. It invokes a lot of emotion in me. So
and
that always wins.
maybe it does help that you did see it before,
Maybe. I did see
right?
when I was little too, yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 paw prints.
Ooh,
Uh,
ouch.
and the main reason is I didn't buy that they became the best of friends in that very short hangout period
Really?
when they were
You
small.
didn't have friends like that when you're little?
You know what? I never did those cool things that I see people do in movies, like go to summer camp or something. That's what it
Oh my
reminded me of.
God, I
Like,
would
if,
make like lifelong best friends at summer camp and I never
yeah,
would talk to them again.
that sounds like what they were doing. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So I guess I just never experienced it that way.
Like I met a
Um,
girl on a cruise when we went to Alaska. I think I was probably like 5 years old. I named my freaking bird. I had a parakeet. I named a parakeet after her.
oh my
So I was like,
gosh.
I'm gonna be best friends with this girl for the rest of my life.
What was her
Never talk to
name?
her
Like
again.
Brenda or something?
Carrie. And I only remember that because of the bird, but like
Harry?
I
Like
like made this friend. I was like, this is gonna be my friend forever. Yeah, I had a lot of those when I was little, a lot of those instant friendships. So
That makes sense for you. I could see
yeah,
that. That's your journey.
that's my
Um,
journey.
but yeah, so Fox and the Hound, revisit it. I wanted to love it because it's my Disney birthstone film.
I
And
will
they're
say
cute. I like the characters. Like I would buy merch if I saw it. It's just the movie itself wasn't what I was expecting.
there was something that was sticking out to me when I was watching it, and it's some of the animation was really weird. And so I looked into it a little bit, and I noticed the only way I can describe it is that some of the animation looked like it was photoshopped. Like, you know, when people like try to Photoshop
Oh.
themselves in a photo and you can tell it's like different
Oh, you
lighting.
mean what's her name? The princess that just recently did that in it's in the news. Oh, what's her
What?
name?
What do you
What
mean?
Prince Harry's, not Prince Harry, Prince
Oh, yeah, Kate Middleton or
Kate
whatever.
Middleton. Yeah. Prince, what's the
Her
guy's
head is like
name?
massive. It's like not even the right size.
Like, yeah, they're like her hands are photoshopped out or something. What what's the prince's name? Not Harry, but
I don't know.
William. William?
I don't even know a lot about our leadership here. So,
About the royals in another country? Fine.
right.
Um,
But
okay.
yeah, something about it really stuck out to me. And so I looked into it and it was this weird, like interesting timeline for this film where like it was like some of the nine old men were still working on it, but it was definitely like they were retiring and transitioning out. And they kind of handed it over mid-film to the
Oh.
new animators, which included like Don Bluth, who also left at like during it or something. So there was like a lot of
Oh.
transition during this one film. So you get a lot of different animation types, but there's some I remember I noticed it on this scene where the widow was in the kitchen and you could see like extra line work drawn on her like coat or whatever she's wearing. And I'm like, it's just like a line that was like a quarter inch off of the side of her. I'm like, what is that? It looks like super weird, like it's like imposed. I'm like, is that just like a
Strange.
multiplane camera problem? Like, what is going on with that? And then they were talking about it, like it's a known issue with that film is that like the backgrounds will be super like watercolor and blurry. Like even the one right now, no, this one's fine. We have one on our background right now if you guys are watching YouTube. It's very like beautiful watercolor background. But then imagine the characters up front and not in the shadows, where they're just drawn like super bright and vivid on top of that
Oh yeah.
like muted background. It was super weird. I kept
Like
noticing that.
the animation cells are more crisp than the
Yes,
watercolor
yes.
background thing.
Yeah. And so it was very weird. There's another scene when they were in like a car or something that was like super obvious. It looked like it was a green screen in the background. It
Oh,
was, it was super weird. I'm
that
like,
is
this is
weird.
animation though. Why do we have a green screen? What's
But
going
this all
on?
makes sense now. Now that you mentioned Don Bluth was involved or partly involved, it definitely felt Don Bluth.
Right,
It was
right.
dark like American Tail, Secret of Nim,
Secret
Land
of Nim,
Before
yep.
Time. They all had that vibe where, and I appreciate those because I did see them as a kid a lot. And I know now that they were very dark, but I still like them. So I think if I saw Fox and the Hound as a kid, maybe it would connect with me more.
Right, yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Probably would
dark.
fall right into that same bucket. But
Totes.
yeah, nonetheless, I still really liked it and I it can resonate with me different ways now as an adult, which is kind of cool. So if you guys haven't seen it in a long time, check it out.
There you go. Fox and the Hound,
Yeah.
1981. All right. So today, when this episode comes out, it's March 20th. And I always loved every now and then when we're working on an episode to see, hey, is this date anything special in these like weird calendars that are out there? And
Mhm.
I found a very weird one. There's an entire day dedicated to alien abductions and the
That is
community
very
around
weird.
people who have claimed to be abducted by aliens. So it's called Alien Abduction Day. It's March 20th. I'm also very lately very obsessed with UAPs, which is the new name for UFOs that the government's using. So there's actual like UAP programs. It's a real thing in the government. There's a lot of hearings going on right now where they're disclosing more and more. And for
Remind me
what,
what UAP
oh,
stands for.
unidentified aerial phenomena, I think it is. I think.
Oh,
But it's
okay.
basically UFO. Um,
Let's be real.
they're just trying to like separate it from like the movies or something. Um, and there's been a lot of disclosure out there, meaning they're telling us facts. Like the UK released a bunch of papers, the US did like 5 years ago, and right now they're going through a bunch of hearings where they're telling. There's a Senate committee that was formed to investigate the UAPs because they believe that our Pentagon and military is not telling us the truth. So it's one of those cool things where this is why the government
Creepy.
works that way. So the Senate is meant to check what's going on in the other arms. And so they're slowly getting some answers. They have said things like, yes, we have collected they're very careful with their words. It's like they say non-organic things like they say things like that where it's implied that it's not man-made and it's unknown origin. And they
Okay.
said that they've been they're like researching the technology and using it. And then there's still all that stuff. Do you remember when those balloons were floating around Canada?
Yeah.
And then it just coincidentally happened to be around the same time that China had an aerial balloon, so that they were like really trying to confuse us with what was going on. And then lately, there's been a lot of sightings of these orbs, like metal orbs floating in different places. And then one of the more recent things that were disclosed is that the FAA has banned this entire time we've been flying. The FAA have banned commercial airline pilots from reporting unidentified aerial phenomena. They're not allowed to. So
What
apparently,
that's like
all these
isn't that like a safety thing even? Like other
you
than
think
what
you
the
would think
heck?
so now all these now that the stuff has been lifted, all these um restrictions, now there's more and more airline pilots, especially retired ones, who've been coming out saying, "Oh yeah, we see these spheres floating all the time." And I don't know why it's not making like mainstream news or like people aren't talking about it. And it's
What
very
the heck?
frustrating because I'm like, you guys, this is what I've been waiting for. Like,
Yeah.
but they try to make it very clear, like at the White House press briefing last year, the press secretary for Biden said, we have no reason to believe these are extraterrestrial, but they are unknown origin, non-organic, blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, you're just making it more confusing. And so that's why there's a lot of now I'm going to get into conspiracies because I do love those too. Now, the conspiracy is that they are not from outside, they're from underneath, and they've been there the entire time. And some of the reason why this theory is coming to light is a lot of the sightings that have been released by the military, now that it's disclosed, have been related to the oceans, and they're far out in the middle of the oceans, like Navy ships. They find these orbs, and when they are caught, like when after they've been recorded on camera or seen for a couple minutes, they go "Vroom," and they disappear under the water. It's so creepy.
I mean, I've already thought that like the lower level of sea life is our aliens
They
anyways.
look like it,
So
right? Those
yeah,
cuttlefish, octopi,
cuttlefish,
all
those
those
are
things. Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Squid, all that stuff.
So who knows what's under there? How intelligent is it? People are saying all these things that we're seeing they're not even piloted, probably. They're like drone technology, and there's a mothership somewhere else underwater.
Oh my God, mothership.
Yeah.
Please find that one day so we can experience that
Right?
during our lifetime.
And that would make sense because our technology is already advanced enough that if we were to send out research things, we like we do on the moon and Mars, we don't send humans first, we send like drones. So if they're more advanced, they're just sending out these things that are just capturing and looking at us and watching us.
Yikes.
And then there supposedly is a lot of that activity heightens around places where there's, I can never say this word, nuclear facilities. And so
Okay.
the conspiracy there, so that part is fact. The conspiracy is more so, ooh, they're trying to make sure, we don't break the planet
Right.
because humans are horrible. So anyway,
Trying to
so there's
save
my
us and not scare us.
exactly. So there's the spiel on my thoughts on aliens, but as Disney holics, I immediately thought, okay, what can we do with Alien Abduction Day? That's Disney. And turns out there's hundreds of Disney alien characters. So I thought it would be a fun game. And then I want to talk a little bit about Lilo and Stitch. But
Okay.
before we do that, do you have any thoughts on UAPs, UFOs, aliens? Have you ever been abducted? Have you ever seen
Have I
anything?
been abducted? I have not been abducted that I know of, but I know that they are also very into mind control, right? Supposedly. So I probably would have, have my memory erased if that's the case. But
Oh, true.
so I
Could
guess you'll
be.
never know. But I don't not believe in aliens. Double negative there.
Yeah.
But um I don't really like think about it or whatever. I feel like there's has to be other life in the universe somewhere. Like it's too vast for there to not be one other speck of a planet like ours that has built some kind of ecosphere, right? To like build a life. So like I feel like there's got to be life somewhere else. However, them finding us is the part I have a hard time with. Like, I mean, whatever kind of crazy, we always think of
Yeah.
aliens as so smart and intelligent and futuristic. What if they're just like us
Right.
or dumber? What if they're still like in the caveman days or whatever? Like who knows what happened to their planet?
Dinosaurs on a planet.
It
Like
could
they
be
wouldn't.
dinosaurs only. You never know. Like it could be
Yeah.
whatever version of whatever happened, like ice age or whatever on their planet that happened to create what they're like. But as far as creating these very specific characters that we picture as aliens that are super smart and have these high tech everything and can find us in the gigantic universe that we live in is the hard part for me. So I don't necessarily believe
Yeah.
they've been here, but
Okay,
I
that's
definitely think
fair.
there's life out there.
You believe in the fact that we're not alone, and it kind of
Yes.
stops there until you see evidence
Yeah.
of otherwise. One more thing that I wanted to mention too is um, when you think of aliens, it could be so many things. So that's why it was weird when they said it wasn't extraterrestrial. In this more recent hearing that was this year, the whistleblower that worked for the military used this very specific word. He said interdimensional. And I thought, wait a minute, this
Whoa, Marvel is onto something.
like, and how does again, how does that not become, why aren't we talking about it? Like there's just a very small group of people on Reddit talking about it. It barely makes the CNN news. It'll be like, oh, a hearing happened here and this is what was happening. Um,
Wow.
but that one freaks me out because that means it has nothing to do anymore with exploring space. It's more so like we're all existing on the same plane and some things get to see the others and some don't. I don't know, that really creeps me out for some reason.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. Ooh, like it.
Um, but with that said, we're going to have a play a fun game,
Okay,
and it is mostly focused on classic aliens. So these are
okay.
creatures or characters, that are probably from outer space type of thing.
The Greys.
Yes, the case. Ooh, that's creepy too. What is that movie too where there's that scary scene? Oh, Signs, when
Yeah.
it creeps across the news broadcast. Ooh. Okay, fun, cute ones. Disney aliens. We're gonna do a game. I'm gonna try to describe one of the characters, and then you can try to guess it.
Okay.
And my plan is to stick to like Disney Pixar. So Star Wars, like technically everyone's an alien, even if they look
Right.
human. And then Marvel just had like a lot of aliens.
Right.
Um, so anyways, okay, let's start with um, okay, so he is pretty evil. He
Okay.
is not necessarily made out of flesh and bone, and
Okay.
he one of his famous lines in the movie he's from is actually a line from Star Wars, and
Whoa,
it is
interesting.
not a Star Wars movie. I'll
Oh, you're not
pause
going to
there.
tell me the line?
The- oh, it was the I'm your father line or something like that from Darth Vader.
Oh, and it's an alien? I can hear everybody screaming at the podcast. But I can't hear what they're saying, so I don't know. I don't know this one.
You can actually you can see him in both part. I'm thinking, yeah, Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. He's in attraction. And
Okay.
if you're good, you may actually help defeat him.
Oh, oh, is it Zurg?
Yes, you got it.
Ah!
Emperor Zurg. Yep. Good one. From
Very
Toy
cute.
Story,
I
Buzz
forget he's supposed
Lightyear.
to be an alien.
Yeah,
That's
and
very
then he
cute.
comes along with those green aliens, which I guess they didn't have a name. It's just like aliens. The green ones who go, the
Yeah.
claw. Yeah. So they're all from outer space. There was a quick squirrel. Outside space. I just think that's the cutest term, and it came from Rugrats, that cartoon. They always said, "Oh, I want to go to outside space," and I just think that's so much cuter than
It
outer
was
space.
adorable. Yeah.
Outside space.
Outside space.
Okay, this is another alien. He is. Oh God, let me do a couple of points because you're gonna get it pretty quickly.
Okay.
He's from Unork. He
Oh,
also plays at a cabaret lounge, and he has a backup vocals that are also celestial kind of beings.
are they called the Space Angels by any chance?
They are
The one and only man of my dreams, Sunny Eclipse.
Sunny Eclipse, and you can catch him playing live almost every day at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe, Tomorrowland Magic Kingdom.
Very cute. Often passed
Yeah.
up. I think I went there many times over the years and
Yeah.
never knew he was in there because I just never wanted hamburgers.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you're not gonna
such
know unless
a
you go to that restaurant.
the first time you ever meet him, especially if you've been to the parks before, it's so like, what? This
Like,
is
what? This has
here?
been here this whole time?
Pretty cool. Yeah, so that's Sunny Eclipse. We like him.
You.
Now I'm going to describe. I'm realizing this is hard because I don't even know the answer, but let's challenge ourselves. And I'm curious, maybe there's listeners who know. Okay, so this person, or not person, this alien was meant to be a love interest for another famous Disney alien. So she was introduced after the more famous alien had a movie, and then eventually a cartoon series. So she was introduced. Um,
Okay.
she's pink.
I was gonna say she's pink. I don't know her name.
She's pink.
Shoot.
Mm,
She's Stitch's boo thing.
yes, yeah, that's it. You got
I
it. So
don't know
it's
her name though. What is
Stitch's
it?
girlfriend. Her name is Angel.
Oh yes, Angel.
Yeah.
Very cute.
And she's experiment number 624.
Oh,
So
close.
when they did Lilo and Stitch animated series, they brought so many more aliens into the Disney sphere. Almost every number has an experiment with, and it's a different type of Stitch looking character, different characteristics. Like hers, what I'm reading about Angel, her like superpower or mutant thing was that she could sing siren songs. So she sings
Ooh,
like a
that's pretty
mermaid,
cool.
but can like manipulate people with it. Um, I don't know. What was Stitch's power? He's just crazy and just eats everything. I don't know.
He's obnoxious.
So,
I don't know. And I was
yeah,
just thinking, I'm like, why did they name her Angel? But then again, why did they name him Stitch?
yeah,
I'm
good
curious
question.
now of these name choices. They don't
So that's
Stitch can stick though, but he's so popular. Angel, I was like, I will never remember that.
there were a lot of weird names. This was the only experiment that I plucked from the many, but there was a lot that I'd never heard of, and but really interesting character designs. It was giving me Garbage Pail Kids.
Aw.
Like each one you knew was from the same character design, but had its own like weird
Right, right.
thing. Very like all weird things. Okay, so next up, this character, Alien, comes from a Pixar short film,
Ooh. Okay.
and this is a unsuccessful alien abduction of a child. Do you know what the alien's name was, or maybe even the name of the short film?
I don't. I don't remember that at all.
It was called Lifted, and it was like a green, cute, funny
Oh.
alien, and he was training and learning how to do the tractor beams, and he kept
Okay.
screwing up. But I found out he had a name, and it's Stu.
Okay.
Very
Very
cute.
cute.
Name is
I do
Stu.
remember that now, I think. It
I'm
came
trying to
out,
find out
it
what
wasn't
movie it
super
came
old,
out
right? It was
with.
probably like 5, 6 years old now. I feel like they came out with that one and that one where they
Oh,
went down in the
wow. Do you want to
cave.
know how
That was the
old it
other one.
is?
Oh shoot. Tell.
2007.
Girl,
And
I was like not even living in California at that time.
it was
Long
paired
time
with
ago.
Ratatouille. It was the short before
Oh wow.
Ratatouille.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I don't remember it then.
So Lifted Stew. I think it's on Disney Plus. So if anyone wants to check it out, really cute little alien movie or short. Okay, so the next alien here is was on in an attraction, was no longer.
Okay.
Um, it is a it was a fairly thrilling or scary attraction. However, this alien was very cute and sweet and
Oh,
not scary at all.
okay.
And I can tell you the species name. The species
Oh,
is a Flutha Magoon cliffhugger,
that's helpful.
and it was only described to us by the whoever is like narrating the attraction. And it is a something that happens with this alien is what causes the havoc in the actual attraction story itself.
Yes. Okay. Is this alien yellow?
Yeah,
I totally
yellowish
know who this
oranges.
is, but I couldn't tell you his name. He is from Alien Encounter from the pre-show.
Yep.
What's his name? I don't know
His
his name.
his name is I didn't know his name. Actually, why don't I tell you his so I mentioned the species. Now he also has a scientific name on top of that,
Okay.
which is where his real name that we know him as derived from. So
Okay.
his scientific name is Skipanthropus moronicus. Oh, that's sad. I just realized that.
Right?
Moron.
Is it just Skip? It's not Skip.
Skippy.
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 I
Yeah.
I only really like I remember it now that I see it. However, the reason it got brought back into my memory was because of that short they just did. What's it called? Once Upon it was for the 100th. What's it
Oh,
called?
Once Upon a Studio.
Once Upon a Studio. There,
Yeah.
thank you. Um Yes, he was in it for a hot second with the genie, I think. And I was like, where's he from? He's so familiar. And then, yeah, found he's from Alien Encounter. Super fun. Nice little Easter egg of
Another fun
sorts.
Easter egg is they still reused Skippy's body parts in Stitch's Great Escape. So when Alien Encounter transformed into the Stitch version, they still needed that pre-show part where something goes wrong and they were trying to show you a demo of this teleportation thing. But they didn't call him Skippy. They called him Donut Guy. No idea why.
What? Do they reskin it?
It says a mangled Skippy was repurposed.
Oh
So,
no.
and I don't remember what that looked like. Maybe it was just all foggy. I can't remember that at all.
I'll never forget that image that people snuck of Stitch with his skin off. It looked hella creepy. Looks so
Ew,
creepy.
I don't think I've seen that. Like
Yeah, like
skeleton?
after they took him apart partially.
Oh, the actual animatronic.
Yeah, the
Oh
animatronic.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
that's cute.
I should
That gives
clarify.
me Five Night at Freddy's
Yeah,
vibes for sure.
exactly.
All right, so this next alien could easily be confused as perhaps a regular human, but this story does not take place on Earth. He is also a villain, and he is inspired by a famous pirate.
Hmm. Story does not take place on Earth, but looks human, per se, right?
Mhm.
Shoot, what am I thinking? There's something not on Earth. It's a lot of Disney, though, a lot of fantasy realms.
I would say he's from an animated film that came out during our lifetime, but I don't think a lot of people connected with it. It has a small fan base. Every
Is it
now and
Treasure
then we bring
Planet?
it up. Yes, Treasure Planet.
I don't know the character. I could barely tell you the two main characters. Actually, I don't think I can
John
name them.
Silver.
Kita or something like that. What is it?
I think you're thinking of Atlantis to make it even worse.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kira, I think. His name is John Silver, like Long John Silver from Treasure
Oh, okay.
Island. Because Treasure Island equals Treasure Planet, so they named him John Silver. But I guess he was like kind of a cyborg type of
Ah,
alien
okay.
creature thing. And then Jim Hawkins is the name of the hero character
Oh,
in Treasure
yep,
Planet. I think that's one I
exactly.
have also not seen from beginning to
I
end.
know I haven't either.
Whoops.
It'll be our next review.
Sorry about it. Okay. I oh shoot. I did have a couple non-Disney ones, even though I said I was not gonna have any.
Okay.
So let's just see if we can guess it anyways.
All right.
So this is definitely an alien. It has its own species name, and it sometimes overshadows the main character in its movies that it's been in. And more recently, in 2023, it was in a movie, and I really loved the character and where they took the character.
What?
It also doesn't speak,
What the heck?
and it
Is it nope?
takes it takes on the appearance of like one of your favorite animals.
A giraffe.
Oh, favorite pets?
Fox. A cat. Oh, wait, this is Marvel though, no?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I lied earlier when I said it was all going to be Disney. I didn't do any
Um,
Star Wars, but there are some Marvel in this game.
what the heck is that cat's name? Shoot. I can tell you like the species almost.
Okay,
It
what's the
sounded like the
species?
other one you were talking about earlier, like flurgins or something like that.
That's good. Flurkin.
Flurkin.
Flurkins are the species. So these are the cats that have those crazy looking like
Like,
tentacle things,
yeah.
and they also hatch eggs,
And they're so cute.
and they're very cute, especially when they show the kitten versions. So that particular Flurkin that is the sidekick for Captain Marvel is named Goose.
Goose. Dang
Goose,
it.
which reminds me of
I was stuck
Top
on
Gun from the
Cosmo, that's
movie.
the dog.
Oh yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy dog, which you can see in the collector's, I was gonna say hotel, the collector's
His
palace
showroom, I guess. Yeah.
showroom. at Mission Breakout.
Yes.
So Goose eventually went on to become Nick Fury's pet because Captain Marvel had to go on a bunch of different missions. And am I making this up in my head? I think it was how he got his eye patch and scar. Nick
Yeah, it
Fury, right? He
scratched
got
him.
scratched by a flurkin. Oops. Yeah, so that's an alien,
Giving cats a bad
a
rap,
Marvel
man. I
alien.
like it.
Sorry about it. Okay, now this next alien is also beloved and is very how do I say it without ruining it? He seems to be very rooted in like family and love, even the planet it came from or he came from. Um, I think he's the last of them. I think the planet was destroyed.
Oh,
Uh, he speaks very minimally, only when he really needs to say something. And if you can even translate it, you're lucky and special.
maybe I'm not thinking the right thing. What's the translation? But that sounds familiar. Is it Wally?
Oh shoot, no, that's a good one. It's not
Oh,
Wally. It's not Wally.
dang, what's another one where they're kind of left alone?
He pretty much only says one phrase.
Is it Groot?
It is. It's
Aw,
Groot. I am Groot.
so
Very
cute.
cute. And if you stick through volume 3, you'll eventually maybe understand what he's saying at the end.
I
Maybe.
forgot that was his storyline.
Oh,
Aw,
yeah.
poor guy.
All right. I can't believe I didn't include Wally. It wasn't on this list. Perhaps they put him in like I'm using like Disney Wiki. Maybe they put him in like droids and robots or something.
Yeah, I don't know if he's really an alien or
Robots.
not.
I
He's a
would.
little AI though. He's got a
Oh
mind of
yeah,
his
and he
own.
was built on Earth. What about Eve? I guess she was too. Fine.
Fine.
Um, okay. I want to give you at least a couple more. So I'm going to talk about some that we're not going to, no game, because these are hard. I've never heard of them, and I just thought they were interesting.
Okay.
So a lot of the animated stuff on Disney Channel, a lot of the aliens came from there that I had never heard of. There's like somebody named Mrs. Boviak. She's like this rich hoity-toity person.
Okay.
Um, I don't even know where she's from. Appearances. The Big Sleepover. That must be the name of an episode. Lloyd in Space. See, I don't even know these shows. I think they're for kids, like Disney Junior and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then I also wanted to talk about Fox's Alien World. So Disney now owns Fox, as in
Right.
Fox Studios, who also owned the Alien franchise. Now I'm talking about scary aliens. Now I'm talking about the alien that Michael Eisner was trying to put in extraterrestrial terror, whatever alien encounter was supposed to
Right.
originally be, the alien xenomorph from the Alien films. And now that Disney owns the franchise, they are releasing another movie. And I remember at D23 Expo, they mentioned they were going to tap into it. But I think it's already made. It's called Romulus, Alien Romulus, and I'm excited. I'm
Ooh.
actually a fan of the Alien franchise. So this story takes place between Alien 1 and Alien with an S, Aliens. And
Right.
those two are like the best ones. And so I'm curious to see what they do with it, how it works, and if they're going to release it in theaters or on Hulu. That seems to be up in the air.
Wonder what this Romulus thing is all about. Is
Yeah.
that something already? Like, is Romulus a name
Not
from
that I'm
somewhere?
familiar with. A lot of times they mention like the name of the ships, either in the title or subtitle and things like that. So it could be that. Oh, what was the one? Starts with a P. Prometheus, I think, was a planet. Oh, no, I think it was
Prey?
the spaceship. So yeah, Romulus. I don't know. It's usually used in like in let me see, Romulus
There's a lot of
code.
P's in the alien world. Like Predator was also alien. Prey was about
Oh yeah,
Predator.
Prey
Like,
was the
yeah.
Predator spin-off. Also
Right.
within now that Disney, it was part of the Disneyverse. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And they also featured the xenomorph alien, very scary, at great movie ride. It used to pop
Yes.
out, very
Yes, with
scary,
the ceiling.
ceiling with acid dripping and steam, and a really cool Sigourney Weaver animatronic, aka Ripley. Love that. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with aliens. I think it could be good and still suspenseful and fun sci-fi. So yeah, we'll see what Disney does with that.
Well, happy Alien Abduction Day, everyone. Hopefully, you don't have any
Ooh.
crazy stories to tell later, or you do if it goes well. Let's just
Yeah.
hope it goes
Yeah, we
well.
want to know, what are you seeing? Who are these interdimensional beings? Have you seen any things flying around in the air? What's up?
What is up? Speaking of, real quick, there has been it's been like in the news and stuff, I think, recently about those smoke rings from World of Color. Have you seen this? Like people freaking out about it, thinking it's alien stuff.
Oh, when they see it in the sky?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
hear people all the time at Disneyland like, "What the heck is that?" Like they're freaking out and they're pointing at it.
I
Like
get
we've seen so many
so
weird things in the sky recently. I don't blame them.
right. I get so sad and disappointed when it gets debunked. I mean, I'm glad it does, but like I'll be on Reddit and I'm like into this Reddit conspiracy, and then someone smart comes in and goes, "No, that is this
That's just
specific
this.
type of weather balloon. It looks like this from this angle." And I'm like, "Ah, fine."
Fine,
Fine.
fine. Well, we had an eventful episode today, but we also have some more Patreon topics coming up
Whoop, whoop,
soon.
whoop.
We have a couple left, so we are spilling well over. I think we had like almost 2 full months already.
Yeah,
And
lots of good
yeah,
topics.
we're spilling over. Good topics, been a lot of fun. But coming up still is our Patreon topic from Skywalking Through Neverland. What is your dream Disneyland? Whoops, what does this say? What is your dream Disneyland band set? Name all the tracks
Ooh.
they would play and where in the park you'd like to see them. Like set the scene for us. So
Oh, that's a
excited
fun
for that
one.
one. Been talking about that a lot myself recently. So
Yeah.
yes, so I'm excited to cover that one. Um, Jessica is having us watch episode 1 and 2 of Star Wars Visions season 2. I haven't
Okay.
even seen any of it,
Yeah,
so
I've seen season one.
hopefully jumping in season 2 will be just fine. We'll
I
see
don't
how
even know
that
what that
goes.
is. Is that the one where there's like different animation styles?
I think it's just anime, isn't it?
Oh, maybe. I remember it looked different, very
I know
different.
there's anime involved. I don't know like how much of it is now that you're
Okay.
saying that, but it could be different
Visions.
stuff.
All
That'd be
right, so
kind
we
of
have some
cool if it was
homework.
all different. We do have some homework, obviously. And then Andrew has a topic about Disney fast channels, which again, Andrew coming in with the deep cuts. I don't know
Deep.
what this is. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to dive in and figure out what all this is about. And that'll wrap our Patreon takeover this time around. Thank you guys once again for all the amazing ideas. And it's been super fun diving in and
Yeah.
figuring them out.
Really good. Well, today we did go back and revisit the Disney classic Fox and the Hound, for better or for worse, but it sounds like you really enjoyed it. I found it a bit disturbing. And then really weird, out of this world day because it's Alien Abduction Day. And so we talked about some Disney aliens and the new Alien franchise movies coming out.
We need some theremins on this episode here. Well, thank you all for listening, and we hope you enjoyed episode 181 of the Disney Holics Show.
Follow us on social media at the Disneyholics.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us a DM on Instagram or contact us at thedisneyholics.com. Okay, bye.
Bye.